You're now listening to the God's Honest Truth podcast with your host, T. Feezy and Bonita T, broadcasting around the world. Giving you the unfiltered truth and nothing but the truth. So help us God. Every Tuesday and Friday.
Welcome back to the show. This is the God's Honest Truth podcast. The podcast we focus on the truth and not propaganda. I am T. Feezy.
And I am Bonita T.
Alright, so what we got going on this week?
Well, for starters, this is episode number 4. So we're getting along there. 4th episode.
No.
Doing good.
You're wrong. This is episode 5.
What?
Episode 5.
Oh, I'm back. I'm backwards.
Yes, you are.
Jeez. Well, that's even better. Episode 5. That's pretty good. Pretty good. How was your week?
It was pretty good. It was good.
Well, that's a positive.
I'll leave it like that. This was good.
That's a positive from last week. My week was good as well. Can't complain. I do think they want the kids back in school, but
running a podcast is hard work.
It is. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of research that goes into it, setting up, all that. It's a lot of work, but I like it.
Especially when you have a full-time job.
Yeah. And you're a full-time mom. And a full-time teacher.
I'm not a full-time mom.
Well, I didn't think you were.
I'm a full-time player in these streets.
Okay. Well, hey. Everybody got a role in life.
Full-time Mac.
Okay.
That'll break your back. Ladies.
TMI.
All right, let's get the show going.
All right, so into the entertainment and world news. First up, we got our wonderful current president Trump. He is back in the news, and we're probably going to see him in the news an awful lot because the elections is less than 2 months away. But this time he's in the news because he's being accused of using filters on Joe Biden pictures to make him look old. So yeah, they're saying that he had some Facebook ads running, and he was using filters to make Joe Biden look older. I guess to go along with the whole Sleepy Joe, which is a term he made up for Joe Biden. So I thought that was like, who sits around and monitors that? Who noticed that?
Which was very entertaining, if I may add. And
he's
hilarious.
Petty. I mean, if he did that, he's petty. I haven't, but they do the same thing to him, though. They do. They make memes of him and his wife.
What do you think this is? This is presidential race, so they're into mudslinging. Okay?
No rules, I guess.
No, especially with this election.
Yeah, this
is probably the most important election probably in American history.
I think it's the most important and probably the most intense. It's a lot that's been surrounding this election, and I think just with everything that's going on in the world, we've never been in any type of situation like this before, like with the pandemic and people not working. Like it's a lot going on right now. So with all that combined with, you know, how badly people want Trump out of office, you're going to see a lot of him in the news, you know, both of them, both Trump and Biden. You're going to see a lot of them in the news. Like I said, we're 2 months away from election day. So, yeah. So that's that. But I just wonder who sits around and monitors that.
3 months.
3 months. It's November 6th, right?
November 4th.
4th? Okay. Well, however long, we're close to that day. So you'll start to... And it's probably going to get a lot more petty at the closer we get.
Really, it doesn't have to... I think Trump will take it. It will be a landslide victory for Trump. But I think the Republicans, well, not the Republicans, the Democrats will they will, what do they call it? Contest it.
Mm-hmm. Well, Trump already said he's going to contest it if the Democrats win, because he said if they win, they certainly won because of some type of fraud. So, yeah, he's already planning on doing that if they win. So I'm sure they'll do the same thing too, which is crazy. But like I said, we're going to see a lot of more mudslinging, pettiness, and all that the closer we get, unfortunately. So I'm just interested in what's next.
Yeah, they're gonna try to the Democrats is gonna try to gum it up with those mail-in ballots. It's gonna be a whole lot of mess with that.
Well, they're already trying to, you know,
they're gonna clog it up with that.
Yeah.
And then
Trump has already been accused of fraud because they said he told his voters to vote twice.
Actually, that is propaganda.
A lot of it is propaganda. They're going to put that stuff out. They're going to, you know, make people think that. So if he does win, they're going to have something to say. Oh, he told his voters to vote twice. So, you know, he cheated. So
if they said you already have voted and you didn't, you need to vote again.
I think it's illegal to vote twice.
Well, if they say you voted already and you didn't, and you know for sure you didn't.
Oh yeah, if you didn't, then you know you have the right to vote. So yeah, vote. That's what you want to do. Do it. Just make sure you're voting for the best person that you think is the best person. All right, moving on. So, let's get into Dr. Dre and his ex-wife. So, as we all know, I don't know, are they divorced yet, or are they still going through divorce?
They're in the middle of a divorce.
So, they're in the middle of the divorce. His soon-to-be ex-wife, they're still battling in court. One of the main reasons they're battling in court is because it's over money, or, you know, how much money she thinks she deserves. She's currently asking for $2 million a month. And I do have, first of all, let me just say, she's also added allegations of verbal abuse. So she's saying now that he was verbally abusive to her. On top of the $2 million a month, she's asking for $5 million in lawyer fees. Mind you, she's her own lawyer. So I guess that's her fee. So she wants him to pay her to be her own lawyer, unless she has other people on her team with her. I'm not sure. But to break down why she wants $2 million a month, this is what she's asking for, or this is what she says her monthly expenses are. So for laundry and cleaning, she wants $10,000 a month. Like, who is her cleaning lady? I'll quit my job right now. I'll go work for her. $10,000 a month? Yeah. Clothes, she won $135,000 a month. Education, which is tuition and living expenses, that one is weird because all their children are grown. She wants $60K a month. Entertainment, get this, she wants $900,000 a month for entertainment expenses. Charitable contributions, $125K. Her mortgage, $100K. Telephone and cell phone and email, $20K, which totals $1,350,000. So there's another $586,399 that's not accounted for. Maybe it's for miscellaneous or whatever. I don't know. She didn't say what the other 500,000+ was for. So yeah, she got a pretty expensive lifestyle. What do you think about that? $2 million a month.
When are they gonna ever learn?
Never. It's an age-old story.
$2 million. What do you need $2 million a month for?
Well, she said it. All those expenses.
Was she actually, while they were married, was she actually spending $2 million a month? Is she insane?
I don't know. But how is your entertainment cost more than your mortgage? So you're spending $900K?
Apparently she wants the house too, doesn't she? I read that somewhere she wanted the house. Yeah,
but I'm just stuck on that $900K for entertainment. What type of entertainment is she?
Filter for them.
What type of entertainment is she involved in? Like what's her hobbies?
Buying male hookers.
Maybe, because that's a lot of money. And then she wants tuition and living expenses. Tuition for who? All her kids are grown.
So she wants an extra $2 million a month on top of the half that.
Well, right now she's asking for the $2 million a month.
No.
Right now.
That's just why they're going.
That's what I'm saying. For right now, she's asking for $2 million a month, plus $5 million for lawyer fees. So yeah, she wants all that, her lawyer fees, to be paid for. I guess she got to continue living a lifestyle. She lives $135,000 for
women
clothes.
Are scandalous.
Hey, but
what did you?
Can he expect anything else?
She did nothing to probably help this man accumulate that money.
He had it before he met her.
Who came up with that quote? You wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym. Was it Dre?
I don't know who came up with it, but hey.
You wasn't with him when he was in the studios and Death Row and Easy all throughout that whole period. Come on, I mean. That's
why he should have treated Michelle good. And
did you come? She was a slaw. Everybody hit that in Death Row.
Oh wow!
Apparently Tupac.
So she was the pass around.
Apparently, Suge had a baby with her. How you have? Okay,
well,
she got a baby by
treated
Suge
her right,
and Dr. Dre.
She wouldn't have been in that position.
And it was rumors she was messing with Easy when they was with Ruthless.
I don't know.
Nah. I mean, well, hey, when you're in that industry, good luck trying to find.
Well, the funny thing about it is they had a prenup, but she's contesting it, and she's a lawyer.
And this is the state
of
California.
She is a lawyer, right?
I don't know.
I think she's a lawyer, which is...
And I guarantee you, he put her through law school.
Of course. He probably did. But, yeah, I don't know. Listen, when you have that type of money, you gotta protect yourself, even though you may think you're in love and it's gonna last forever.
Hey, but who knows? I know we all heard the rumors about Dre. About him liking sausages.
Oh. Well,
allegedly.
They're rumors.
Allegedly.
Rumors. So,
maybe she caught him with a sausage.
We can't say too much about a rumor until we have hard evidence or facts, or somebody came out and said something. But
it was actually a guy named by the name of I think his name was Bruce, and everybody in No Limit knew about him. He came out with a book. I think it was called Rolling with the Doctor or something. And he talked about how they were, him and Dr. Dre had a relationship.
Really?
Yep. And
dang.
When Suge Knight just info. Now everybody can go back. Suge Knight did an interview on the Howard Stern show when he was first released from prison after Tupac got killed. When he was first released, he went on the Howard Stern show, and actually he backed up the story what the guy Bruce said.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
This is allegedly.
Yeah, it's all alleged.
So if you want to go and do your due diligence, whatever, do that. Go look it up. Okay, there's plenty of information out there if you want to go check on it.
Well, you never know. You never know what goes on behind closed doors, and I don't know. I'm not gonna say what this woman. She is saying that he was verbally abusive to her. So I don't know what she was going through.
This is the same thing Michelle said. He was
so it may have some truth to it. If more than one person is saying it, he may be an abuser. Still, I mean, I think $2 million a month is a little bit much.
Does Dre have hate for women issues?
A lot of black men have hate for women issues, and that's the truth. I mean, it's a cause and it's a reason why, but we see it a lot, but like I said, we don't know what she was going through, so I can't say.
But you do not deserve $2 million.
Yeah, I don't. I think $2 million.
You do not deserve half of this man's money.
Well, didn't Tracy Morgan go through something similar?
He's going through the same thing.
Yeah, I mean,
these women are insane.
That one I don't understand at all, because she wants half of the money that he got from his accident before they were even together. So how do you even deserve any of that? I don't understand that one at all. But
they don't.
Get
in the comments if you believe she deserved half, or if you don't believe she deserved half. Get in the comments and let us know.
Well, I'm definitely voting for she don't deserve half. Do she deserve something? Yeah. But do she deserve half? Absolutely not. Same way with Dr. Dre's wife. Do she deserve $2 million a month? No. Do she deserve something? Yeah. I think so. But then again, all their children are grown. So why is he having to support her? When you get a divorce and you separate, that person is no longer your problem. They're no longer your responsibility. So why do you have to take care of them?
The person that builds that life, who used their blood, sweat, and tears to build that life, and you probably did nothing but sit home, when you divorce that person, you divorce that lifestyle.
See, these is rich people problems, because when poor people get divorced, they just get divorced and go their separate ways unless they have children, and then there's child support. But other than that,
anybody that's not, I mean, whoever have something of value, that person going, I don't care how much money you got. If they don't have millions of dollars, if there is a house at stake, oh, believe me, there's going to be a fight for the house. Whatever of value, somebody's going to want. They feel they have.
That's true. That's true. But that's property, you know.
Whatever it is.
They got that
if
property
it's a car,
together.
if it's a car, if it's a dog, how many people fight over the animal, the pet?
But see, the average couple, when they're married, they usually get these things together, or they've been together for such a long time. And like I said, they may fight over a house or a car or whatever the case may be. But these people are fighting to be taken care of for the long run. That's what I don't understand. It's like, once you get divorced, go your separate way, find your own way in life like everybody else, and move on. I mean, whoever fault it is, I don't think any of that matters. At the end of the day, if you're divorcing them, move on. You
shouldn't be able to profit off somebody's work. I don't care if you was married to him. You want to get a divorce, you divorce that lifestyle. He built that. You didn't.
I agree.
You was married to this man how many years? Okay, something should have rubbed off on you. Now go build your own.
Yeah. I agree. That's what I say. Everybody gotta make their own way in life.
Do she deserve to be left high and dry? No. Mm-hmm. I think there should be some kind of some support until she's able to get all the way back on her feet.
Or maybe just even like a one-time payout.
They only feel like they deserve this stuff because the laws allows it.
Spousal support. I never understood that. And I'm a woman. And I don't understand that, like, spouse, and not even, just not women get spousal support. There is women who pay spousal support to their husbands because they make more. I don't agree with that. Like, why do I have to support you? We're no longer together. Make your own way in life. But hey, to each his own. Whatever happens in that case. I guess you gotta kind of say, I don't know if I can say he asked for it, but when these rappers and these famous people, when they go out and they get these people after they done, establish themselves, you just gotta, if you don't protect yourself to the fullest, then you get whatever you get.
All right, enough about Dre. Next.
All right, so moving on. Tiffany Haddish. She's the latest celebrity in the I Have COVID. She was doing an interview, and she said on her interview that she had tested positive for COVID. So apparently now she's already did her 14 days of quarantine, but she took a COVID test. She took the first COVID test, and it came back negative. What prompted her to go get a COVID test? That's why I say they never tell in the beginning what prompts them to get these tests. Like, who walks around going to the doctor and just get a test? It's like, I'm going to go to the doctor and say, hey, I don't have any symptoms of chickenpox, but I want to get a test. Like, that's just stupid. But anyways, nonetheless, she took the first test.
People are getting COVID tests even if they don't have any.
Well, that's if you're working in like the healthcare field, or you're working in a setting where you have to get those tests. But she took the first test, came back negative. She took another test because she said someone she was around tested positive for COVID.
Well, then that's reason.
Which prompted her. That was the second time, though. So she said the second time when she went back to get the test, it was positive. She said she quarantined again. Another celebrity that says they didn't have any serious symptoms. She said she did her quarantine. She did all that, and now she's fine. Oddly enough, she said through this whole process, she's had 12 COVID tests. Why so many? I don't know. But she said she did have 12. She was tested 12 times.
All right. She has COVID. Okay.
So,
whatever.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about her head, though.
Her hair?
Her head.
What about her head?
What's up with her new hairstyle?
She cut it all off.
Now, what would make her do something like that?
Well, they said when a woman cuts her hair off, she's ready to change the world.
It said that when a woman cuts her hair off, she went crazy.
I don't know if she went crazy, but...
No. What would make a woman cut their head bald?
I mean, there's many reasons why women cut their hair. And actually, that's a trend.
This is a natural thing. Women,
that's actually a trend now.
Women they've had hair since they were born, right?
Mm-hmm. But you're not your hair. Like India already said, I'm not my hair. So it's just hair. It grows back.
Okay.
I personally, I wouldn't do it. I mean, I had to do it once before. That's because I had a bad sew-in that went wrong.
And you cut your hair off.
I didn't go all the way down like that, but I had to cut a lot of my hair off, and it was very, very traumatic for me. I literally cried because I had to cut my hair off. So maybe everybody is not attached to their hair like that, but
maybe she got a bad sew-in.
Well, no, because she actually was on camera getting her hair cut, her head shaved. So she actually showed the process on her. I think she was on Instagram.
Attention seeker.
Could be. But
listen,
it's just hair.
Here's the thing. Just because these people are famous, right? They want to stay famous. So they have to do
shock value.
They have to do dramatic things to be. See, the whole thing, the COVID thing, right? These people wasn't in the press all the time. So that's why you have these weird stories coming out with these celebrities just doing. It's attention. They need that attention. They need that spotlight. All right?
Well,
i.e. Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion. We won't go into that, but I'm just saying. They need the spotlight. Okay? Yeah. This is how these people make their money.
They have to stay relevant. Relevancy brings the checks, the endorsements, all that.
What are you going to do? Okay, Tiffany, what are you going to do to get back in the limelight? Or, I don't know if it's limelight or to get back people, get your name back in the headlines.
Unpopular opinion.
I'm going to cut my hair.
Here's the unpopular opinion. She's not funny to me.
She's not funny to me neither.
And like I said, that may be an unpopular opinion to her fans, but sis is not funny. I'm sorry. I haven't found one funny. I think maybe she said one funny line in a movie and that's about it. But she, personally, I'm not a fan. Nothing against her. She's just not funny to me.
She's not funny to me neither.
I think there's a lot of more funnier, entertaining people out there. Listen, I ain't one to hate on nobody come up or success story or whatever it is. I just, like I said, I don't think she's funny, and I think it's funnier women out there. So
my favorite woman comedian right now is Lonell.
Well, my favorite comedian, and she's not, well, she is Instagram famous, and she's coming up. She's on the she's on the cover of Rolling Out magazine, and that's Pretty V. I don't know if you ever heard of her.
Who the heck is that?
Well, she's from Instagram, but she's hilarious.
We don't care about her.
Well, look her up.
We don't care about Instagram.
No, she's
comedians.
Listen, everybody got to get their start somewhere. Some people got their. This is not the age of doing comedy in nightclubs anymore. That's long.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. People have other platforms now.
You're not a comedian then.
You can't say that.
You're just on.
Times have changed.
You're just acting silly. Okay, can you go up in a group of people in front of a group of people and tell jokes and it hit? Can you do that?
I think she can.
Why is
I mean,
she
I'm
doing
sure
that?
she does shows or
You
what?
sure?
Well,
Do you know she do that? There is 90.
I don't know how you don't know her. She was on Wild 'N Out.
98% of
She was part of the cast of Wild 'N Out.
98% of these Instagram comedians cannot go up and tell jokes. There is the exceptions. There are the exceptions. Okay, we got what is he? What is his name? Banks Desi Banks.
Oh, he's hilarious too, and
Very
she does
funny.
skits with him. So how you don't know her?
Is it that light skinned girl?
Yes, the little skinny light skinned woman.
Yeah, she's funny with him. I think she's funny with him.
Listen, she's hilarious to me. She does skits and she's hilarious.
Country Wayne.
Yeah, he's
and may
funny.
I ask, these people do stand up. They can do stand up very well.
Yeah, but my point is, really, they're making their money from Instagram.
Actually, my favorite comedian right now is Desi Banks.
Yeah, he's hilarious. He's hilarious. I like him.
And Country Wayne.
I like him.
And Corey Holcomb.
It's a few, but
Corey Holcomb is not an Instagram comedian. He's a regular stand-up comedian. He's been out for years.
As time changes, people got to change how they do stuff. You know, not saying that comedy clubs are not, around, or they're not, something that people use. I'm sure it still is. But they're making their money from Instagram. That's where they're making their money. They're getting most of their followers from Instagram. So, yeah, can't knock on it. So you want to move on?
Yeah, next subject.
All right. So next subject is Brandy. She recently did an interview on the versus battle that we all enjoyed. Well, I enjoyed. I don't know if anybody else enjoyed it, but I enjoyed it. But she gave her thoughts about what the battle was about. She said it felt more like a celebration versus a competition. And you could see that because, she was having a really good time. So she didn't look at it as a competition of who won, but she was looking at it like a celebration. She said it was a celebration for her music, a celebration for Monica's music. And she also went on record to say that, she apologized to Monica for the things that she said about Monica to the media back in the day. She wanted her to feel comfortable while she was doing the verses. She wanted her to feel comfortable and safe. So, I guess maybe they had a conversation before, because I remember one, I think it was Brandy or Monica, one of them said they hadn't talked in over a year. So I guess they had a conversation before the whole battle, and Brandy said she apologized for
Let's just get
her
to
role.
the elephant in the room. Monica, she hasn't she still has a grudge.
We don't know that.
Yeah. Brandy's been doing interviews for after the verses. She's been on Hot 97. She's been on a few other outlets. Monica hasn't been doing anything.
Monica's worried about getting her man out of jail. That's where Monica's attention is at. She's trying to get C-Murder out of jail. So she said that's done and over with. Now, she didn't really say this. I'm just saying she's probably thinking that's done and over with. And I don't really think she wanted to 100% do it. So that may be...
See, a lot of these celebrities, they're so in denial of what made them. I mean, they try to run from it, but you can't. I mean, why don't you just embrace it? Like, you have a lot of these celebrities that got famous with certain people, and then they try to run from them because they don't want to be associated with that person, because now they want to create their own path. Why don't they just embrace what happened?
Yeah.
Embrace how they came out. I mean, you can't run from that. This is how you got famous. I mean,
Brandy didn't say anything
you
about.
you have people. You got people like Keenan and Kel. You remember that show?
Of course. It's one of my favorite shows.
Keenan didn't do nothing with Kel Mitchell for a long time because he apparently wanted to strike out and create his own.
Well, who, Keenan or Kel wanted to?
Keenan.
Oh. Well, they both went on to do their own thing.
Not really.
Yeah.
Kel his career kind of.
It wasn't
dwindled a little bit.
He was on the teenage show that came on Nickelodeon, I think. He had a recurring role on there.
Keenan Thompson, his career, like, I mean, I wouldn't say it shot to the moon, but it took a real mainstream path. In being a comedian, he's on Saturday Night Live.
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't see him in any, like, I really don't see him in any movies. But if you're a comedian and you're on Saturday Night Live, that's the holy grail for comedians.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with that. You know, you do something or you come into the industry with someone, and then you want to branch out and do your thing. That's where your growth comes from.
But don't act like, you cannot act like that never happened, or you just don't want to be seen with that person anymore.
They act like that, Keenan and Kel?
He was for a second.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You could do your research. Kel would try to get reunions for all that, and Keenan and Kel shows, and Keenan was like, he didn't want to do it.
Well, maybe it was that he wanted to leave that chapter of his life where it was at. Maybe that chapter was over and he didn't want to revisit it. And sometimes people, it's harder for some to get off of that.
Listen, at the end of the day, who are they entertaining? The fans. So if the fans want it, why not give it to them? These people, I mean, they act like...
You don't always have to give the fans what they want. If it's something that you really...
Okay, then what are you doing?
It's going to show.
What are you doing it for?
Just like it showed in the Monica and Brandy thing.
What are you being a comedian for? What are you acting for?
I mean, you're acting for the fans.
You're not acting for yourself to watch it.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is you should never, regardless, that's their job. That's what they're doing.
If you make a movie, if you make a movie, you're counting on your fans coming to see that movie.
Right.
You're counting on your fans buying a product. Your fans. So if your fans want something, if your fans grew up on something, hey, why not give it to them?
Yeah, that's your thinking, but that may not be his thinking. Like I said, maybe he wants to leave that part of him in the past. Leave it in the past. Don't bring it back up. Some people are like that. And then, like I said, others can't seem to let it go because they had such a good run. Yeah,
these people take this whole thing too serious. I think the money aspect is so much money that could be made that it doesn't add up to what you're really doing. Like, just because you can make a lot of money at something, it's really like the importance of it is it doesn't align.
Yeah.
It's like they acting like they're finna save humans' lives or something.
Well, I mean, It ain't saving human lives, but it sure make your life better when you could watch your favorite comedian or actor in a movie or whatever. Surely makes life better. That's for sure.
Yeah, it does, but actually, I don't. She just need to embrace it. She just need to embrace.
I didn't hear Brandy say anything about Monica apologizing to her. She said she apologized to.
It just seems that Monica's still holding a grudge.
Yeah, and maybe we don't have the full story about what happened.
I believe she don't like the fact that song, "The Boy Is Mine," is the song that really pushed her out there to the next. It's a difference, right? If you in urban culture and you're making songs for the urban culture, okay, but then you go to and you break out and you go to the other side and you go worldwide pop. And I think that "Boy Is Mine" song that took her out of the urban and it took her mainstream.
Well, it definitely boosted her career and because Brandy was bigger.
I think she what is it called?
Well, why
she
would
doesn't
you,
like the fact,
but why would you get mad at that if that helped your career?
Hey, people got egos.
Yeah, but hey, well, ego is a very dangerous thing. But I just can't see why you would get mad about something that helped your career or helped more people, gave you more exposure.
A lot of celebrities, they do.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at the end of the day if you, whatever platform, whatever song.
They resent a lot of stuff that got them. But that's what got you to where you are.
Yeah, that's true.
But they hold resentment. I feel like that.
Well, listen, it's enough going on in the world right now to hold grudges against anybody is ridiculous. But again, like I said, maybe we don't even have the full story of what went down. Maybe Brandy was horrible to her. Maybe she was very horrible. Maybe she did something that was just so hard to get over. So we don't really know everything that went down with that whole situation. But like I said last time, hopefully they can squash it. They can make a lot of money together because look what they did in one night.
That was the biggest versus thus far.
Yeah. So she need to get off of whatever she's on or stuck on and get it right and get to the money. Ray J is already on it. He's trying to get money already. I don't blame him. He's a businessman.
Ray J has, he really became like a real successful businessman.
Yeah, he's a businessman. So he
his headphones is I think it's next to Apple.
And
next to those Beats by Dre's.
And doesn't he have a scooter or some type of?
I think he had those scooters, but I don't think they're selling those no more.
Yeah, he's a businessman now, so he's trying to make business moves. He asked the fans, do they want a Monica and Brandy concert? I vote yes. Yes. I'll be there. I'll definitely be there. Because then they'll be singing live. All right, so moving on. Our next up is Jacob Blake. He's back in the news. You all should know who Jacob Blake is, but if you don't know, quickly, he was the man who was shot in the back 7 times by the officer with the Kenosha Police Department. Well, he's back in the news now because he made his first appearance in court. Yes, he's still in the hospital. No, he's not out the hospital. He's still in the hospital. And they made this man get on camera while he's in his hospital bed recovering from being almost killed. they made him get on camera and go to first appearance. Why he went to first appearance is not related to the shooting, but it is related to other charges that were previous to that happening. And I read that it was something about a sexual assault.
Yeah. That's why the police was called in the first place.
No, that's not why.
Yes.
That incident was totally different.
This is why the police was called. Now we have to tell both sides.
Because 2 women were fighting.
No, it was called because he had assaulted someone.
No, that was previously he assaulted somebody.
No, that was this charge. He was fighting a woman. That's why he was called and he was after him.
Okay, well, I must have read a different report, but I heard that it was 2, and even witnesses said it was 2 women fighting, and he was trying to break up the fight. These charges are charges before. That's what he went to first appearance for. That's why he had warrants. You don't get a warrant the same day the police is called. It doesn't happen that way. A warrant is put out.
It's terrible that he was shot, but I'm going to say something that nobody's going to say. Hey, we don't know this man. We don't know what he was into.
Regardless, they shot him in the back 7 times. Does any of that matter at this point?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter, but listen. Why was the police called?
I told you the police was called because of a dispute between 2 other people. Apparently, he tried to break up the fight. The police got there. They automatically assumed it was him. I'm not sure of all the full details. I'm sure it'll all come out later, but that's the report that I read. If you read something different, then I'm not sure about that. But I do know that he did have charges, and that's what the whole warrant was for, why they handcuffed him to the bed, and then they vacated it so that he can get the handcuffs off.
Here's the thing. This is what I don't understand. If someone is, this is not even, if you're being robbed, if you were being robbed, right, and the person had a gun and he's giving you orders, drop the money, take the watch off, take the chain off, or whatever, are you going to comply with those orders? What would a sane thinking person do? Would they comply?
Yes.
Okay. And what person with a gun? What would happen?
You would comply. Okay. I agree. Listen. And this is another unpopular opinion. We have to, regardless of if you're in the wrong or if you're in the right, if you feel like your rights are being violated, we have to, and especially if you are a black person in America, you have to just comply. I know a lot of people is like, no, why should we have to do this and why should we have to do that? Listen, fight them in court later. It's a lot of people in the grave now for not complying.
You have cops with guns. Why wouldn't you comply? Same, if someone was robbing you and they saying, give it up, would you not comply with that?
That's true. That's a good example, actually.
You need to treat the situation the same way.
That's a good example.
Comply. You have person with gun. You may or may not have a gun on you, but they have their guns. They have their hands on their guns, and they're ready to shoot somebody.
Now, just so we could put that out there that, so we don't cause any uproar, there has been cases where people have complied. They have done everything the police said, and they still got shot. So we're not saying that if you comply, your life is just, going to be safe. But it's more of a chance that if you comply and do exactly what they're telling you, it's less of a chance that you're going to be shot and killed. So what I'm saying is, if they're telling you to do something, do exactly what they're telling you to do. Don't give them a reason. Don't give them a reason. Yes, there has been people killed and they didn't give them no reason. But please, black men, black women, everybody, just comply. Anybody. Comply. Just
get them.
Do what they say.
Just do it so they can go on about their way.
And if they're wrong, fight them in court. At least you will be alive to fight them in court.
Listen, you have to understand. This is unpopular, but hey, police they're out working. Some of them is working 12 hours. They're at the end of their shift and they want to go home. So what would you do if somebody, why do I have to do this? Why do I have to do that? Giving them a problem. So you have that element, and then you have an element that, okay, you're irritating them because they may have just stopped you because you had a tail light out or something. Somebody may have called. They just come into this. I mean, it's their job to come in. If someone calls, see what's going on, and then you add in the element of you're not complying, and then you add in the element they're probably at the end of their shift and they're tired. They want to go home, and you're not cooperating.
Yeah, but that's not the case for all police officers.
That's not the case, but
there is police officers who purposely stop black people just on the basis of they want to harass that person because of their skin tone. So there is police out there like that. But like I said, there's good and bad. And actually, it was a case, and my daughter was telling me about this, and it made national coverage of the police officer tasing the woman on her porch. Well, what they didn't show before that, they didn't show the actual what happened before that. So it was a whole scenario that happened before that caused him to tase her. Was he wrong for tasing her? I'll let you decide that. But I would rather him tase her than shoot her. That's what I think a lot of these police officers need to do. Why do you have to use deadly force?
All right.
I don't understand that. Next. But anyways, yeah. So he went to first appearance, and that's that. I just find it funny that the police who shot him haven't even been arrested. But here is the guy. He's in the hospital recovering, and he's at first appearance. So take that how you want it.
I thought they was arrested.
No, it's still under investigation. Of course, that's the way it goes. It goes under investigation. It has to be investigated first. All right. They
don't have to really investigate nothing we do. Funny how they don't never hardly really investigate nothing we do.
That's my point.
They just throw us in jail until
there's no investigation. You're guilty. You're just guilty. It's not guilty. I mean, innocent until proven guilty. You're just guilty.
They said you was doing something.
They get that's that privilege. That's that privilege. They get that privilege of being able to still walk around freely until a formal investigation is completed. Anybody else would have been behind bars.
They can think you were doing something. If they think you were doing something, you're going to jail most likely. Yeah.
Yep. That's that. It's something in this world called white privilege, and it's something in this world called police privilege. And sometimes they go hand in hand. But moving on, even on the lines of, police brutality and police killing people. If you all don't know about 26-year-old Breonna Taylor, she was also in the news for being murdered by the police. And I say murder because that was a complete murder. But there are new reports that at least one of the officers that was involved in the shooting, that they had a body camera on them. Now, if you don't remember, it was first said that there was no body camera, so they didn't have any evidence of what happened. They only had the statement of the people that are still alive, so the police and her boyfriend. which her boyfriend, he is now, I think he's filing a lawsuit. I heard he's filing a lawsuit because they arrested him. But it's just, her case is just really, really sad because.
So her boyfriend is the one that shot first, right?
Yeah, he shot first because they did a no-knock warrant, or they were serving a no-knock warrant.
Why? Okay. Why would you feel the need to shoot? What? Okay.
He said he thought it was her ex-boyfriend.
He thought it was her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that.
Beef. What was he doing? He felt he had. Here's the thing.
I don't
think
I believe that he thought that was the ex-boyfriend.
What was this man doing to just have a gun? He sleeps. He had to have the gun close to him, right? So he just shooting
somewhere near. Yeah.
So was he had beef? It's just.
Well, they said they were delivering the warrant.
That really that don't even matter. Like,
well, yeah, it does matter because they said that they were delivering the warrant to somebody who was at the house, not lived at the house, but I guess is frequent at the house, and that person is involved with drugs, and they said it's all linked to her boyfriend. These are friends of her boyfriend, so you know she was innocent all the way around. She didn't deserve to be killed that.
Wait a minute. We don't want to say she was.
When I say she's innocent, she didn't shoot anybody. She was in her bed. She was asleep. You know, regardless of who shot first, she shouldn't have died. That's what I'm saying. She should not have died. And then to put the icing on the cake, they didn't even call 911. They didn't even think she was seriously hurt.
So
she got shot 5 times.
They was.
She could have survived.
They was had a warrant on somebody that was.
They had a warrant. Apparently, they had a warrant, but the person who they had a warrant for does not even live at the house. So that's what the big issue is.
Do they know the person?
That's what they said. That now, the person is connected to the boyfriend.
This goes back to watch who you bring in your house.
Man,
what is your mate doing?
When I tell you, that is the most true statement that you can
now,
make.
It could be said that this woman would still be alive if it wasn't for her boyfriend. It could be said that.
If he hadn't shot first, they wouldn't have shot.
If she wouldn't have had that in her house, it can be said.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely, we as women.
You have to really watch what
you have to be careful.
Element you're bringing in your house. This can, in her situation, it led to the end of her life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Black women. Yeah, how many times you get an apartment and you bring your boyfriend up in there living and he doing all kind of things in the street and he bringing it in your house and then, okay.
And we're not going to act like that don't happen because that does a lot.
The office finds out, the property management finds out that he's there and he's doing all kind of things, bringing all kind of traffic to your house. He doing his thing and get you and him put out, and he ain't got nowhere for you to go, and you ain't got nowhere for you to go and your kids.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just like I said, and don't people in the audience, people listen, don't get mad at what he's saying because we have to start facing the truth. That happens a lot. And we know that happened. We probably know somebody right now in that type of situation. So you definitely have to be careful, what type of person you're bringing around. You could be all in love with this person and this, that, and the third, but you have to be careful because what they're involved in, if they're living in your house, you're involved with it too. You can't just sit back and be blind to it. You're involved with it too. If you know that this person is involved in this type of lifestyle, you have to be prepared and know that anything can go down at any time.
Case point, it was a story in the news a while back where a mother, she lost, I think it was her daughter, because her boyfriend was he was involved in something. I think he was selling drugs or something, or he robbed somebody, and the people had came back and home invaded and shot up the house, and the little girl got killed.
A lot of innocent kids. A lot of innocent
now,
kids.
how many
stuff like that.
I'm not the only. That doesn't happen thousands of times. I personally had a friend that happened to.
That's why I said everybody probably knows somebody that.
This is not an
that
uncommon
to.
situation.
Nope.
But it's in the news because it's a cop.
Yep. We gotta start facing some hard truths as as Black people. We can't just sit back and be blind to a lot of this stuff. We gotta start facing our own issues that we go through, and what the issues that's in the Black community, because it's not just police. It's not just the police.
We are killing ourselves at a way faster rate than the cops are doing.
That's the fact.
Once we deal with that, I mean, you gotta deal with that first.
What's the saying? You gotta clean up your own house.
You can't cherry pick.
You gotta clean up your own house before you try to clean up anybody else's. But we have to, like I said, we have to face the issues that's going on in our communities first. I think, that's just how I feel about it. Yes, we have to, address the issue of police brutality, but if we don't even respect ourselves,
it's like this. Black people are hurting, right? You have this is figuratively. You have a knife. You have a knife in your back, right? But you choose to get the and you had just a small cut on your finger, but you choose to focus on the cut on your finger, but you got a knife in your back. This is what's plaguing the Black community.
Yeah, you want it with these examples.
They choose to focus on the smaller, but you got a knife in your back and blood is leaking out the back. We are killing ourselves on a mass larger rate than the cops are. But we focusing on a cut on a finger.
And I think that's why they keep putting this stuff in the news. And that's why I'm saying it's a distraction. It's to keep us distracted from what's the real issues. What's the real issues? They're keeping us distracted from that by throwing all this stuff. And yes, it hurts to see Black people being killed by the ones our tax dollars are paying for. These people, these officers who are supposed to protect and serve. Our tax dollars is paying for them to kill our brothers, our sisters, our children. Yes, that hurts. But it also hurts when, Ray Ray goes and kills Dante. That hurts too.
Now, why I gotta be Ray Ray and Dante?
Because we're talking about the Black community.
Ray Ray and Dante is not only Black names.
Well, I'm just using it as an example. That's all. But my point is, don't pay attention to the names. My point is that hurts too. It hurts even worse. So, yeah, it's a lot of damage that's been done to the Black community from outside sources and inside sources. So we gotta definitely start somewhere.
What's the next?
Okay, so this topic the reason why I want to talk about this topic, and let me just give a quick little story about this. And it's basically about music and if it's a cult control. Um, the other day, my daughter, who is 100% e-learning, she was looking for her headphones and she couldn't find her headphones. And she was like in a frantic, like in a almost anxiety state looking for her headphones. I'm like, okay, get your work done and then look for the headphones. She goes on and on. I can't. I need. Now, these are her words. I need music to concentrate. If I don't have music, I can't concentrate. So I'm thinking, and it didn't even dawn on me at that time, I'm thinking, she's so attached to these headphones and this music, like she needs it to concentrate. That was a little alarming to me to hear her say she needs music in order for her to concentrate. So with that being said, that's what brings us into the next subject, and that is something called 432 hertz versus 440 hertz. And I know, Feezy, you have some history in music and all that stuff, so you probably know a little bit more about this subject than me. But doing my research on the subject, basically, well, I'll just give you guys a little brief breakdown of how how music went from 432 to 440. So in 1885, the Music Commission of the Italian government declared that all music be tuned with a tuning fork that vibrated at 440 hertz, which was different than the original standard of 432 used in almost the whole world. Then in 1917, the American Federation of Musicians endorsed the Italians and began tuning music at 440 hertz. Interestingly enough, that same year that they endorsed it, the United States officially entered into World War One. Then in 1953, a worldwide agreement was signed by all nations, and that frequency became the standard ISO 16 reference for tuning all musical instruments, which is now the standard that is accepted around the world. So mostly all music is tuned at 440 hertz. Some people, a lot of people, they don't agree with it. They think it's an abomination against nature. 432 is considered to be a more natural frequency. It's a pure tone to the math, fundamental to nature's, mathematically consistent with the patterns of the universe, vibrating with pi and the golden ratio. So it goes into a little bit more scientific, but it really breaks down, like, if you want to go do more research on the difference between 432 and 440, you really should, because there's a lot of information about it and exactly like what 440 hertz actually does. It's actually used to mind control. Mm-hmm. That's just, I was mind blown. I didn't even know none of this.
Why do you think the music has become more 808? The 808s have got more deeper, and there's less lyrics and more of hook.
The beat.
No, hook. And the 808s got deeper, and it's more hook, more repetitive, a chant, more. It's more of a chant now. Mm-hmm. The chants are whatever they want to put in your brain. That's what that case point. Miley Percocet, Miley Percocet. All right,
and they have to play it at that 440 hertz.
Those are 808s.
That's crazy.
Okay, if you don't know what 808s is, that's a drum. That's that deep drum.
And just the thought that people think of it as an abomination.
That's what all the music right now, that's what they use, 808. It's a drum.
Well, let me also state that it's said to most people believe that it was started by this Nazi propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels. He used 440 hertz to make people think and feel in a certain manner, and to make them basically prisoners in their own mind. So this 440 hertz is powerful.
So why do you think they say, even though the music is terrible, the lyrics are terrible, it's more about a what do they say? It's more about a vibe now.
Yeah. Yep.
What you feeling.
Yep.
And what you're feeling is really a attacking of the cells.
That's
because
exactly what it is.
It throws everything off. That's why you have children now, they're looking older. They're looking older than they are. I mean, I've seen kids in high school that look like they're like 30s. It's because it's attacking.
I was telling my daughter
that alone with the food that they're eating. It's an all-out attack on the cells. What do the cells do to the body?
Regenerate.
Yes.
Heal. They do a lot.
So once you get the cells, and once you start messing with the cells and throwing the cells off, right? That's what throws off the whole body.
Yep. Well, I thought it was interesting that this Dr. Leonard Horowitz, he wrote that the music industry features this imposed frequency that is herding populations into greater aggression, psychosocial aggression.
And it gets don't you now see, now you have hip hop beats used in all genre of music now. There's no more rock anymore because they couldn't use 808s, those drums, in rock music.
Well, yeah, right along the lines of what you were saying about these kids looking older and everything. He also said that it's like he was saying, it leads to greater aggression, psychosocial aggression, emotional distress, and predisposing people to physical illness.
That right there,
that's crazy.
Will age you.
That's crazy.
And then
they are successfully lowering people's vibrations.
Then you add the culture that we live in, the drama culture. Everything is such a
well, anything with mind control. Guess who's on the list? Just take one pick. One of the most powerful families in the world. Guess who's on the list? The Rockefellers. So the Rockefeller Foundation, they played a big role in that too, because they had a big interest. And then you gotta wonder why would a Rockefeller Foundation have interest in the tuning of music? Gotta be something about that, because they don't just have interest in things like that for no reason.
The thing is, they count on humans. See, they're able to do so many things because of technology right now, but the one thing they're really counting on people, well, the mass people, is that they have a really short attention span.
Yep. And
they have a really short memory. Like, they will never go back. They will never go back and do their history and look at, okay, how was any what's it called, government, was your kingdom, wherever it was, how was it ran? How was the subjects ran? Okay? It may not be kings. Okay? We might still have kings. We just don't know their names. They may call themselves kings, and I mean that the people that really run America, but because we'll never know their name.
Confucius, he wrote that if you should desire to know whether a kingdom is well governed, of its morals, if its morals are good or bad, the quality of music will furnish the answer.
Exactly. That's getting into what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
They have always used hypnosis to control the mass people, the masses. You have to keep people in a sleep-like state. A preoccupied state.
Hypnotized.
To live. It's the thing. Okay, here in America, we live decent. But if they don't tell you how you are really supposed to live, then how can you really put up the two? You think you living in paradise because you have some money, cars, and a big house.
Mm-hmm.
You think you're somehow exempt.
Sure. You're living in la la land if you think that, because nobody's exempt. If you're listening to any type of music right now, if it's not tuned at 432, you're part of that. You're being brainwashed.
You can have tons of money, you have all the cars, but you're still a slave. You can be a slave to whatever you've been mind controlled. I mean, what is it called? Hypnotized. Mind control.
Under a spell. It's all the same.
You're enslaved to. You can be a slave to money, material things, and guess what? Those are not your original thoughts. Probably.
No.
Those are thoughts of.
That's what
the
I was
artist that put it in the music.
And the crazy thing about the human body and
Why
mind,
do everybody want Yeezys? It's not because you probably don't even like.
Because you were told that.
I don't even like Yeezys.
Yeah.
Why do people want Gucci? You probably don't even like Gucci.
It's that subconscious training, because a lot of the things that go on in our mind, we don't even know. That a lot of the stuff that we do know comes from our conscious mind, but a lot of things that happens inside of our body comes from the subconscious mind.
Their game is to mess with your subconscious mind.
Yeah, that's why I said that's subconscious training.
And then when you hit the subconscious, it goes to the conscious mind. Mm-hmm. The subconscious mind runs the conscious mind, and it tells the conscious mind what to do. So if you have signals hitting the subconscious mind, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. And then sooner or later it's going to hit the conscious mind. This is what I need to do. I want some Gucci. Really, you probably don't even like Gucci. The clothes don't even look that good. Like,
listen.
This is why these people can put out. This is like, you ever seen that episode of the Wayne Brothers where Marlon has a painting and he it was Pop's Diner billboard that got ran over or something, and the lady comes in like, oh my God, look at this piece. This is a piece of art. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's like they give you crap. But in your mind, to you, this is the best thing because you've been trained to think like that.
Yep. And if you don't know the benefits of 432, listening to music in 432 hertz, you're being
mind controlled.
Yeah. So some of the benefits, is music tuned on 432 transmits beneficial healing energy, because it is a pure tone of math fundamental to nature. And they also said classical music like Beethoven,
Baroque classical music.
Yeah, a lot of classical music is
but
tuned at 432.
It's beneficial. It's only beneficial when you're learning.
I don't know if that's true, because
when you're learning something, because it lowers the heart rate and it opens up the mind for
it does
you to
something.
bring in.
It definitely does something.
Because if the cells are at peace, right? If the cells are vibrating, because it's all about vibration. If the cells are vibrating at a certain frequency, it opens up the mind to accept new information.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a frequency of mind control. It's a frequency of open up information where you're open to learning things.
Well, whatever it does is research out there where
there's a lot of frequencies. There's healing frequencies.
Yeah.
There's frequencies you can listen to while you sleep that will heal the body. I think it's 528. It's a healing frequency.
Mm-hmm.
These are real because
it has to 432 has to have some kind of benefits, because they have research where 432 was played around plants in the beginning stages, and they said that it helps plants to grow faster and stronger.
There's a movie called The 1%, and it's about the elite. Johnson and Johnson. There is an heir from Johnson and Johnson. He made the movie. He's taking people behind the scenes of. This is a real documentary where it's showing what the elite people really teaches their family members, and they have. I mean, these people, they really believe in frequency. They know something you don't. Okay, that's why they've been able to take over the world like they have. Because they have knowledge that you don't. I mean,
because I clearly didn't know anything about music being tuned on a certain frequency and how it really can affect your whole mood. And like I said, it didn't even dawn on me until the way my child was acting, like she was going into like a anxiety state because she couldn't listen to her music.
If you would like a deeper dive on any of these subjects, I will let us know in the comments, and we'll do a separate video on a lot of this stuff, because it gets really deep.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that we talk about, we can go deeper into it. So yeah, like Feezy said, if you want us to go deeper into a lot of this stuff, then let us know, because we definitely can.
All right, what's the next topic?
All right, so our last topic that we wanted to talk about is this new thing called Black Girl Clout. We do got a quick little video to play, and this will put in perspective what we're going to be talking about.
All right.
Some technical difficulties over there. And let me just say before he plays it, this is something that is trending on TikTok. So most of this stuff is happening on TikTok, which everybody knows is the big thing right now. Video, no video.
Trying to find it.
Bro, I'm just gonna make the video real quick.
What video?
About how I like the monkeys.
Oh yeah,
they
the
go
blacks.
crazy over there. Like, that's a quick 100,000 followers right there.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I don't understand how you cannot like black girls. Like, the way the sun hits their melanin, they're amazing. And if you don't, you need to get your eyes checked.
Bro.
They're gonna eat that shit up. They're gonna eat that shit up. Why are you...
Yeah, so basically this was a black TikToker, and she was, making, light of a situation, which is now actually a term, and it's called black girl clout. So what is happening is these non-black TikTokers, they're taking to their TikTok and they are praising black women. And you may say, oh, what's wrong with that? Well, there's a couple of things wrong with that. One, most of these people who are praising black women, they don't follow black women. They don't date black women. They don't like black women pictures. Like they don't like other black women videos. So it's kind of odd for you to be on your platform saying how much you love black women, but you don't even date black women. So they're basically doing this for clout, to get more followers. And then they get all these millions and millions of followers. Their videos get all these millions of views. And then you have, younger black girls in the comments, and they're just eating it up.
Isn't it funny
Eating
how
it up.
Isn't it funny how black people self-esteem is so low? All a white person have to do is say is compliment them.
Yep. It's called white acceptance. And I don't know why we as a people need it so bad.
Because we've been brainwashed too.
Definitely brainwashed.
We've been brainwashed to hate ourselves and love them.
I guess it goes back to the slavery when it was like,
yes, sir, master.
Yeah, yes, sir, master. And the master used to pat them on the head. Good job. And they felt some type of way because of that. That's just, yeah. But this black girl clout, they're using black women, and it's crazy because right now, when it's been like that for the longest time, black women, one, we're not taken serious. If a lot of times, and I'm not saying for every white person or non-black person that dates a black woman, most times we're fetishized. Other races, they have this fetish for black women. So it's just, they done caught on to what they need to do to get followers and clout and all that, and they're running with it. And sadly, it's a lot of black people that's eating it up and not even realizing that they're not being genuine at all.
It's still, when you get in front of black people, tell them that you got a black friend. It's that old thing. I have a best friend that's black. I could never be racist.
And along the lines with the black girl clout, we got these fake black allies. People, and that's basically the same thing that, these kids are doing on TikTok. You got these fake black allies. You see it all over. It was one governor, I forget his name, but I just seen it on the news. He just donated all these millions of dollars to these black colleges and stuff. And it's like, where were y'all? Where were y'all? Now, all of a sudden, we have all these allies. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it for 1 minute. It has to be some type of benefit to them. So, yeah, it's a lot of black girl clout, a lot of fake black allies, and we have to be careful with the fake black allies as well. So, I mean, it's something big that's going on right now, and I just think it's disgusting.
Well, It's been going on. It's been going on since the civil rights era.
We don't need their acceptance. We don't need anybody's. First, you got to accept yourself. If you accept yourself, you should not look for acceptance outside of yourself. You have to accept yourself first. After that, nobody else matters, you know? So it's time that we stop looking for acceptance from anybody other than ourselves. So, you know, we gotta, we really gotta get our minds right because we've been so damaged.
Can they get their mind right?
Is it damaged beyond repair? I don't know. Sometimes I think, you know, we can never come together as a people because
listen,
it's just so much.
We're going to need something very strong. Very strong.
And very strong, meaning what?
Meaning God.
Yeah, say it like it is. This is the God honest truth. Say it like it is.
Listen, we don't need none of these.
I know. God, and you know, not to get into.
We don't need to keep asking the government.
Yep. How many? That's another thing I wanted to say.
We've been asking
how many times?
For years.
How many presidents have we had? Think about it. How many men have tried? Every single one failed. Every single one. They failed. That should let you know something right there. They are not the answer to mankind's problems. Every single one of them failed.
Yep. But I think that's going to wrap up this week's episode.
Yep. And again, you guys, if you have any show ideas that you want us to talk about, definitely let us know. You know, we see the views are going up. We just want you guys to subscribe. That way, when we do put out, you know, content, you'll be the first to know it's out if you enjoy listening to the show.
Yeah, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's in the link below.
As always.
Like please subscribe. And we'll see you Friday for another episode of The God's Honest Truth.
Yes, I hope everybody have a safe holiday and just be safe all the way around. And we're out. See you later.
You're now listening to the God's Honest Truth podcast with your host, T. Feezy and Bonita T, broadcasting around the world. Giving you the unfiltered truth and nothing but the truth. So help us God. Every Tuesday and Friday.